Okay, we are live. But I noticed I didn't change the title of the live, which is great. Huge effects of vacations. So the title. Um, that's going to be the one. How game jump and save this. Let's go. So we will need actually the other link at some point. What did I do? Let's go with that. Right, so I will take the comments on my phone. Uh, what? Okay. All right. All right. Um. Yeah. The comments. And maybe you want some music as well. Let's see. What? Well, that's gonna be the same thing as usual because I didn't scoot for musics when I wasn't there. So we have the gorilla who's there. So hi to you. You might have noticed that the microphone is different. Maybe, I don't know, if it's if you can hear it. My voice is slightly different because I don't know. Don't want to say it was cool, but and we have Yuri as well. Nice to see you. Hey hey. I'm my brain's freezing. Okay, I've got it. So this time I know that the stream of the jam stream, doesn't start alone, so I have to refresh the page just to be sure. But it's not even midnight yet. And yeah, I feel like I've forgotten everything from Godot. So that's great. Let's create something. That's going to be, that will be in Godot. And what date is it? 8/16. Compatibility. Selected path is not empty. Choosing. Yes, but I just. Huh. Okay, I guess it will create it in a non-empty folder. But why don't you create that folder? It's a little bit weird. Okay. Godot 4.3 already doing its job. Okay, let's go with that. I just want to check this but okay, so I can cough freely as long as I don't forget to mute the button. Every time I go back to this town, I get sick. This is crazy. Okay. So I have no idea what we will be doing today. I actually could get started to just create the basics. That makes sense. Scenes. I don't think I will need scripts. Maybe assets. All right. So always started. I don't know. Because the last time I really thought she was late, but she wasn't. And technically, with this new microphone, you should have the constant sound no matter where I'm talking. That would be cool. Um, do I want to stop the music for a while? I don't know. Maybe we'll wait a little bit for the spin wheel. Spin wheel is it? Well, anyway, we'll wait for that to turn the sound back on. Or maybe we should hurry. Okay, let's see. See if we can put some sound. So yeah, it should be very low sound. So I will let you tell me if you want me to have it higher or lower. It's really up to you. Okay, so maybe we can create just the basic of a game. Hmm. Maybe a new scene, game scene that's just the usual. Oh yeah, we have different things, new things. That's just it. I barely checked the new features, so I don't really know what we have. But I guess it won't change anything, to be fair, for this. Oh yeah, we have suggestion for topics, so if you guys want to fire some things, I will bridge them to the chat as well. Yeah, I'm a little bit rusty. Definitely. Can I? Huh. Why is there no auto completion there? Okay, we do now. So if not, right. So I don't know if they fixed the bug we had. Because there's this bug that I really hate with Godot. That if you use the free method, when you build a game, it just crashes. So, kinda annoying. Even though you're not supposed to use it that often for singletons, it's actually very cool. Not to say mandatory, but I would use the free over the Q free any day. Okay, so is it because I'm not here? Am I even connected? Yes, I am. Do you guys actually have a good connection of what I'm doing? Because maybe I do have a very crappy connection right now. Can I see that? Can I see the connection? Somehow. Not really what I wanted. Neither is this. I want to go live, I guess. Go live. And find this guy. Yes. So what do they say? That something went wrong? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so you have no difference. I don't know about delay, but I see. Yes, that there will always be a delay. That's for sure. because that's how it is set up. The difference between Q3 and free. The difference is that free is instant. Like when you free something, you instantly delete it. While when you queue free, you actually put it at in a queue to basically have it everything freed when the game has the moment, the time to free resources. So usually at the end of the frame, something like this. So when you say Q3, you basically allow Godot to say delete it when it's best for you. That's pretty much it. Okay, so let's see what we have for the themes. Plant space, cats, platformer, no jumps. Platformer, that would be awful. If it's platformer, I quit. There's a monkey on the screen. I missed it. Mining. All right, that's gonna be. I was literally playing Minecraft like 5 minutes ago. So huge difference. Grid theme. I don't know what grid theme would have been like. Could have been interesting eventually, but I'm not sure what I would have done with that. And I should start thinking about mining. So I let me think. What can we do with mining actually? Oh, we could do something in like. Did I actually change the name? Yes, I did change the name. Just to be sure. Yes, because I forgot. Anyway, I could do something in the line of the sifting game that we did in Stardust. So it's not going to be as I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Um, okay, so we just need some icons, and we do need crystal. Crystal is going to be fine. Crystal, crystal growth. Yes, I don't know. Let's see what we have. No, I want all crystals. Mineral icons. Cool. This one's not bad. This one's cool. Gems. I will pick gems. Or the shiny one. Huh. They're both nice. This. Yeah, I think I will pick this one. So we don't need any background. Let me see. Gradient. None. Cool. So foreground, we want it to be 64 pixel is cool. That's great. Oh, and maybe I need something for the tile. A Minesweeper 2.0. Um, yeah, I honestly have no idea how to make a Minesweeper. I mean, it wouldn't be that complicated, but it would take me much more than 1 hour, that's for sure. Well, I had an idea a couple weeks back about upgrading your own mining mech from things you mine. Yeah, well, that's pretty much the point of most of mining games, to be fair. But yeah, and it depends how you use the mech. Like if you really want to be um, directly controlling the mech, or if it's just a an implicit mech. It could be very different, yeah, I guess. So I'm gonna bring this asset to Godot. That's the only thing we need at the moment. Let's bring this guy. Okay, so we do have the mineral. I will just let all the settings as they are, to be fair. I don't have the debug, but, well, I guess we don't care about that. So let's create a grid, probably a grid. So we will have the user interface with a center container. like this guy. And in there we'll have a grid container, which will contain 5 columns. That's the typical thing. And I will probably need to create a few textures, because I will make tiles. So yes, I will need to create new things. 64 by 64. Yeah, that's gonna be it. So I'm gonna duplicate this guy. Get duplicated. Come on. Whoopsie. So, new layer. Deleting the background. Okay. So this is gonna be the full tile. So where am I going to put that? Yes, well, everything is good to 4.3 now. So we have this guy, right? Assets and covered. Whoa, that's gonna be covered type. But Minesweeper 2.0 could be interesting to as a learning project, and I'm thinking about introducing more already existing games to recreate in order to learn new things and how to make games in general. That's probably a direction I will take in the channel. Okay, so this is going to be the empty tile. Empty tile. Okay. I'm gonna export this. And now I'm just going to bring a new guy in there. Are you centered? You are centered. So, yeah. Well, actually, what we could do, if we do have... Do you even hear the music? I don't see the thing. What I wanted to say is, yeah, if we do have time, which we will not have, we could add some Minesweeper-like uh, features to this mining sifting game that would hint where are the crystals, etc. Was it because I want to see something? No, it doesn't change anything. That's just for me. Maybe you do hear it now. I will stop it around there. That would probably be good. All right, back to there will be a field. No, treasure. Okay, that's. Oh, I've got. I don't have more. So let's see. Let's see. We have this grid container, and I think I will not bother very much. I will create this. I will create the tiles, and they will be. They will not be instantiated like I did the last time in the starter series. So that's user interface. I think I will take a little bit more time than the 4 hour because I'm taking a lot of time talking. So yes, 6:54 minutes to go. Would be better if I had a timer, to be fair. But that's something I have to prepare for the next one. So here that's going to be a tile. Okay, so tile is going to be centered. We don't need it to be huge. And it would be... It's going to be 64 pixels. That's That's perfect. 64 pixels, and then it will have a button, but a texture. Well, we don't really care, do we? Now let's make it a texture button. Texture button, and the theme. We want to create a new theme, and this texture button. Nope, button. Okay, so I just want to get rid. Oh well, if I do have maybe there's no focus. Um, I just want. Well, we'll see if we have focus. Maybe we don't need that. We probably don't need that. I have not reached that sifting game you made in the first tutorials, but is it like videos that are sifting? Not exactly, but it looks like a little bit, like a very little bit. It's actually taken from the game The Tower or The Perfect Tower. This is the closest thing. There was a mining game in the tower. Do we have the texture button? Okay. So what I wanted to see is if we set the texture to, let's say, tile empty tile, and when we click on it, we have to save this. So we will make components. Also, the Cana Silvia Lachiaro farming, that could be interesting to try, definitely. So yes, I want to run this. And when I click, it looks like it doesn't put a focus on it. Just, is it even doing something? We will see. So here we just need the texture button, really. So let's add a script to it, texture button. No, let's create a script for the entire type. So this is the type, right? Very cool. So enum state, we will have, well, we don't need a state. We will have is covered. Well, covered. So that's a boolean equal to true by default. And then we want to have a function on button pressed, which is going to be, oh, it's so cool that the microphone is behind the keyboard compared to the other drums. Like I'm free to type. That's amazing. Okay, it's a little bit weird that the auto completion isn't going all the way to the end, but it's alright. So we need to grab the texture button. I will grab it like this. Okay, dot pressed, perfect. It's interesting how now it is sort of finding the right completion. Because are you finding it here? I'm curious. Like I'm losing time, but I'm curious about this. To be fair. Yes. I don't give enums the love they deserve. Next project, I correct this injustice for sure. They take some time to get used to, really. Because it's very easy to bypass the need for enums. So, yeah. I will probably make this differently and have my button here because otherwise it will be a nightmare. Extra button. Okay, so we have the button in there. So by default, we want the texture to be covered. So let's actually change this texture to covered. Quick load. Recently, I discovered you can make a global enums with autoloads. Enums are already semi-global, so I don't think autoload is actually bringing something better, unless there is a specific structure that I'm not aware about, which allows you to directly reach the name of the enum, which could be interesting and cool. So on button press, we just want the button texture to change. We want button dot texture, texture normal, to be equal to preload of mineral. No, treasure tiles. I think I messed it up. That's alright. We can deal with that. So when we click on that little guy, whoop, yeah, well, I gotta say that this sound doesn't mean what it means in English. It doesn't mean in French what it means in English. Anyway, so we have the ability to uncover a tile. So now when this is the case, we maybe want to have something a little bit more complicated. So we will create a function which is uncover tile. Okay, uncover tile. So if not covered, one return. Like if it is already uncovered, do nothing. That's interesting. I think you could not reach an enum just by name from another node. Well, yeah, you just I'm gonna show you right now because it's very quick. You do it like this. You have state and you have whatever in that state. And anywhere in the game, so here, you grab your game and you can access the enum. Because enum is not a variable, it is just the definition of something which already exists. So you do have access to any enums anywhere. They are semi-global. This can be gone. All right. So if it is not covered, it will depend on its content. So here we will have is its content, which is I will have content as a boolean at the moment, and it's going to be full. So here I will add a comment because it's a very tricky line. The idea is this variable should be named contains mineral, something like this, or contains treasure. But because I anticipate that we have other things than treasures, I will need another value type in enum. And I don't want to change the name, or I don't know. True if it contains a treasure. Okay, so if it is not covered, we return. So if content, right? That's a little bit weird. We will have button. We'll create something differently. We'll create a new texture, which is going to be texture 2D. So if content, we will want new texture to be equal to preload, and we will preload the treasure tile. Else, new texture will be equal to empty tile. Empty tile. Okay. So what we do next is we get button dot texture normal equal to our new texture. And here we will do something about that treasure. So to do add treasure consequences. Oh, okay. Since you call it from a game singleton node, it's pretty much the same logic. You can do it with something that's not a singleton. That's the point. It doesn't need to be a singleton. Because if you remember what I did, I said game.enum and not game.ref.enum. So I never used the singleton in there. I made like an enum class which I added to autoloads and then called enums from it. Yes, yeah, yes. You can do that, but you don't have to make it an autoload. Even if you can try to remove it from autoloads, and it should work the same, I guess, based on the names and the types. It works if you do have a class name in there, but autoload files don't have class names. So you will just have to put a class name instead of the autoload. But really, the autoload's just going to be empty anyway, so it's not like we do care that much. Okay, so here we have the texture button. It is perfect. And it is a tile. So what I'm going to do is bring the tiles in there. Nope. Like this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I'm not going to count. We're going to have this. So we have this. Perfect. So that's for the UI. We have the center container and a lot of children. So now what we will do, because right now what we have really is the ability to click a lot of minerals everywhere. So that's cool. But it's not very fun. So let's create some new functions to work with. New requests, which will allow us to control the tiles a little bit. So we will have a reset function, which will just have covered back to true and the texture back to covered. Button dot texture normal is going to be equal to the preload covered tile. So that's going to be the reset. We will have two other requests, which is make empty, which is going to be void, and we'll have content to be equal to false. Something was wrong, because here we should have empty tiles and covered. Oh, that's because we don't use the method and covered tiles. All right. So we have where was I? Reset content equal false. Okay, and we will make function make uh, make loot. Well, that will do. Okay, so here we should have this thing completely empty at the moment. And what we can do is create some scripts, of course, which will be for the game. So grid container, let's start with that. Well, sifting grid. So we don't need anything really, but function, we want to create loots, or let's start with reset grid. That's going to be better. So reset grid. For child, which is going to be it's going to be a tile in get children child dot reset. So maybe we could do something like have this user interface and have a button. I do need a margin actually, but anyway, a button layout with 2080 and have a margin of 16, button in there, and little guy at the bottom left. You're gonna be reset. Okay, and well, we technically need this to be connected, but let's make this button and name it reset. Button reset, actually, that was great. So this way we can go with function on button reset pressed. That's better. What we want to do is just reset the grid. All right. So 1, 2, 3, ready. We want to get button reset as button, and here we grab pressed and connect it to on button reset pressed. Does this work? Yes, it does work. So now what we will create is something which creates a loot. So function create loot. So what we will do is get children. So here we'll have children. It's an array of node. And let's just get children. And what we do with that is we're going to create a counter, which is an integer equal to 0. Okay. And y counter is inferior to 3. Yeah. Y the counter is inferior to 3. We want to pick one. What is it? Pick random. Okay. And that's going to be a tile, if that makes sense to you, Godot, does it? And we will check something. Oh, we need to, actually, I will not do that. Well, we could do that by storing it in a variable. We'll have a variable tile, typed tile, equal to that. And then if tile dot content, well, actually, if not, if there's nothing in it, we want tile dot make loot, and then we want counter to increase by 1. So this way we should have 3 treasures. So what I will do is I'm going to create a new button. So I'm going to duplicate this guy, duplicate, and you're going to be debug, button debug. So you're unique. And let's see where you're going to be. You're going to be at the middle. That's weird, but nobody really care. So button debug. Wait, why is it not a button though? Okay, it is now. uncover tiles. So let's bind this guy. Function on button. Oh no, there's an error. On button debug pressed. We want to uncover tiles, so we'll create something for this. Uncover all tiles. Sneeze avoided. So I can uncover all tiles. We want again for child time in get children. Did I properly? Yes, update the chat. So we have 32 minutes. That's great. For child in get children, we want child dot uncover. Well, it is hidden, but that's debug. We can handle that. And it was uncover all tiles. So let's see what we can do with that. Start the game. Yeah, looks like it's not connected. So we have button debug, is it? So pressed connect to on button debug. Well, it's actually crazy. I forgot how fun it is to do that. And we didn't create the loot. Yes, making games is so fun. So we do have three treasures. 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 But what do we do actually to make it a game? Maybe we could do something like you have 10 you have 10 opportunities to find a treasure, and there are 10 treasures and you can see how many you find. But that's just randomness. There's nothing about it. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Can we change the cursor? That's something we could try, which could take some time. So we go. Okay, we go in the settings. That we can do. Let's finish finish the game, sort of. So we will have a variable score based to 0. 1, 2, 3. Signal score updated. And here we'll have increase increase score actually. So that's gonna be a method actually. So no need for anything. Increase score plus equal 1. It's a very simple thing. And score updated. Like this. We will have move left, if that makes sense to you. We'll have 10 moves. And here we will have consume move, sort of. So that's going to be moves left minus equal 1 and moves left updated dot emit moves left updated like this. That's looks like it makes sense. And our creator method can play. We should return a boolean, and yeah, return if moves left is superior to 0. So Gorilla says you could change your uncovered ties border to indicate how close you dug from a treasure. Change your uncovered. I guess yes. That's something we could do. However, I can't visualize the algorithm right now of how it would. The grid. The problem is that I didn't use coordinates for the grid, so I would have to use. Well, I could use modulos. So yes, technically we can do that, but I don't think this is gonna happen in the 27 minutes we have. Is it even possible to join the jam? Like, I didn't do that this time. Am I even connected? Yes. Join jam. Okay. So, we do have something. So let's try tile. And when we want to uncover tile, we'll try this thing. If not game.ref.canPlay is not saved. Do you even exist? Yes. If not this, then we want to return. Yeah, modulo is the way. Here, definitely. It's possible for the deadline of Asno. Yes, but I have. I want to try other things, and we could actually do it with the extra time because Liz is going to be playing other things. Yeah, so here I actually want to test. We shouldn't add this user interface to the game. Let's go with that. Ty has a problem. Do you? No, you don't. So game, let's save this, and game's going to be the currency. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this doesn't work, so that's great. So why though? Oh, because we don't consume. We don't consume, that's why. So we can do that right away. Game.ref.consume move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's okay. That's all we can do. I was talking about the sign up. Don't sweat it. The sign up. Oh, right. Yeah. The color thing, I can see it's happening. But what we can do eventually is, on later streams, implement new features. So we actually have 24 minutes left. Is that what Liz has? Yes, it is what she has. 24 minutes. So yeah. We now want to add a little bit more of user interface things. Well, let's create 10 treasures. Let's create 10 treasures. Where is it? Here. Let's create 10, and let's also make sure that when we uncover something, if it has a content here, we have game.ref.increase score. So let's do that score thing. The center container, margin, margin, margin. You be gone. So margin 3. You're gonna be labeled, and you will be moves left X. And yep, and I'm gonna duplicate you. You're gonna be in the center, and you're gonna be score Y. So let's create those scripts. Well, I don't really want to create something new. So here, function on moves left updated. Something very simple. Text is going to be equal to moves left, and we have game.ref.moves left. Seems simple enough. Function ready, and in this function ready we'll get game ref moves left updated. Perfect. Connect. Okay. And let's do the score at the same time. Will be very similar. On score updated. Text to be equal to score game.ref.score. And again, game.ref.score updated, connecting, connected. Great. We have a problem? No, you don't. So let's see how this is working. Okay. That's very cheap, but that will do. All right. Why though? I don't have the %s in there. Is this why you triggered? Are you triggered? Yes. Okay. That's interesting, but I don't think we need the reset. Well, how long do we have? Wait, I had it. It's gone now. 20 minutes. Let's try this cursor thing. I actually want to pick out. Yeah, that's not what I want. Wait, I had it. No, I do not. Oh, that's too bad. I just want a simple pickaxe. Sure. Okay, what is fine? We have this pickaxe. Okay. We have a fork. Oh, maybe that shovel. Well, it's not completely round. That's too bad. But that's gonna be the big pickaxe, I guess. So I'm gonna download this. Okay. Let's bring that in our assets. Wallpeak. Okay. Welcome to the game, Wallpeak. So project settings, cursor, and we go find this assets Wallpeak. It's gonna be too big, is it? Oh, that's a There's the color problem. Maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe we don't want to do that. And it's actually, well, let's take, um, wait a second. You be gone, discard. So you get flipped. Swish. And what I'm gonna do is select border. No? Okay. If I set you to new layer and then I pick that, select border 1 pixel, take something very black and go like, there you go. Then I export you to .png. That's going to be very great. Save comments. No. Great. Let's go. Don't need to change this. So Wapik here, deleted, removed, brought back. Nope. Yes. Where was I? Project, settings, cursor. It's not the best, but it will do. It's really just to say we have a custom cursor. Okay, it's not very clear that it's the middle. That's too bad, but yeah. We will have to say exactly. So maybe we could add more crystals because it's not super fun right now. Okay, I have an idea, but it will. Oh, it could fit. We have 60 minutes. So here, create loots. We'll have quantity, int, and here we'll have quantity. Okay, so by default we want to create loot 20. That are you okay with that? Okay. And what we're gonna do is in the ties we will only consume when we make a mistake. So let's go with that. So let's see how this works. We find something. Oh, 20 is a bit too high, I guess. So user interface 15. In the middle is going to be great. And I actually want something different, which is going to be, I will try this. I will create different grids. So here we will have grids. It's going to be an array of int. And it's going to be 15, 14, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3. Okay, we're gonna do that. And the reset button, it's going to change this. So reset button. Okay, we need a thing which is go to next grid. So we will have current grid. It's an int equal to 0. And then we'll have go to next grid. I don't really appreciate that. How the scrolling doesn't scroll. Move to next grid. Move to next grid. So if current grid is superior to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, if it is superior to 4, we want to return. Otherwise, we want current grid plus equal 1. And then we want to emit a signal generate new grid. Well, grid requested with a number. And we will do that. Grid requested will emit that with grids and current grid. Yeah. Current grid. That should make sense. So move to next grid. Okay. Quantity. And here we will have grid, which is an int. So grid is going to be current grid. No, just current grid. Great. Current grid. 12 minutes. All right, let's go. We can do that. We can make it. So on button reset, we want game.ref dot move to next grid. Okay, perfect. Then we want on grid. Oh, come on, stop doing that. On grid requested. And here we have quantity int and grid int as well. So what we're going to do is create, well, reset grid. Okay, and then create loot with quantity. Okay, and then we'll make a check, which is if grid is superior to 4, we want the reset button. So we will have button reset as button dot disabled equal true, and we also want to change its text. Okay, dot text to bottom reached. Okay, so now we want its text to be moved to next layer. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Yes, first here we don't want to create loot. We want to instead connect. So game.ref.grid requested connect to onGrid requested, like this. And game, when the game's ready, function ready, we want grid requested emit, and here we want again that. Grid requested. So let's try this. This sounds very cool. 1, 2, 3. Then we can move to the next layer, which doesn't work. Okay, it's completely frozen. Yes, close the game. So, maybe I should have waited for the message or the error. Next layer, and there's nothing telling me what's happening. So, we click on the button reset. We go in grid container, and we go on game ref move to next grid. So move to next grid. So is that the problem? Ah, that's too bad. The fact when you break the universe instead of some rocks, that's a very mighty pickaxe. Don't underestimate the pickaxe. Grid requested, damn it. What is it? Move to next grid, void. If current grid is superior to 4. Current grid. So we do increase the current grid. Grid requested. So it's going to be equal to 1. Oh, I think I know what's happening here. User interface, grid container, reset grid. Where is reset grid? Child.reset, and yes, child.reset, covered equal true, content equal false. Because basically, I think what's happening is that we have too much. We don't reset the treasures. That's what's happening. So we move to the next layer. We move to the next layer. We move to the next layer. And bottom reached. Nope. Index 5. No. You're not supposed to do that. We're gonna do that. Superior or equal to 4. Okay, so we go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom reached. Great. 6 minutes. We can do that. We can do it. Bottom. Focus. None. We're gonna increase the amounts of plays we have. So game moves left 25. That's gonna be nice. And we do need a new button, which is going to be question mark. Uncertainty, give me that. Great. So here in this user interface, we're gonna add a margin, which is 16 on all sides. You're gonna go top right. So uncertainty. There you go. In there, we're gonna have a texture rect, like this, and tooltip. Find as many treasures as you can. Empty ties will deplete your energy. The deeper you dip, the less treasures there is. Important. Use the head of the pickaxe to mine, not the edges of the blade, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see that. Well, that's a very bad idea. Yep. Never launch a scene alone. Oh, yes. Find as many, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Move left 25. Okay, that's great. I think we have it. So we're gonna do an early submission. So project settings, nope. Project, export, add, web. Export project as index HTML. Great. Then I'm gonna go with project settings, window. Okay. So let me see. Godot. Let's go. Godot. No, not this Godot. I'm gonna bring it here so you can see. Jam. Let's go. I'm gonna create a new thing. A new compressed jam 2024 816 zip game. Wow. And everything in there, you will go in there. That makes sense. Can you copy it? Nope. So there we go. And to compressed Y. Oh yes, empty directory as well. We don't really care about that. So it's great. So we do have this guy. Now, let's see. Submit your project. Nope. I want a new one. Create a new project. Upload game. So it's going to be treasure hunter. Facts, blah blah blah, games, downloadable, HTML. Yes, I think. Upload. Get this. Nope. Okay, documents. We do this guy. Take this. For the size, it is. Whoopsie. 1152 and 6648. This thing in there. Don't really care. Save and view page. Run game. Do we have the cursor? That's it. Yes, that's cool. Does this work? It does. We can move to the next layer. Oh, what? Okay, that's cryptic. I think I'm just gonna remove that axe, the big axe. No, it's okay. It's part of the game. Like, when you mine, you make mistakes. That's part of it. So we do have it in time, actually. It's pretty great. I will just leave it like this. And yeah, we were breaking the universe. So let's just make this game public, I guess. So dashboard. Treasure enter, hunter. Nope. I want to edit. Oh yes, we have to create a cover. Let's create a cover. Make sure it's not a draft. Yeah, I thought about it. Do I have to make that before the end? Just in case. Like, can I find the jam somewhere? I have no idea. I have no idea. So I wanted to go on GIMP, and that's gonna be 630, 500, or maybe less. 315. 15 and 260. 60. Okay. So we want a blue godot, which is 2B, 2B, 2B. Actually, a gray. A gray. There we go. And I'm just gonna bring in my minerals. Yes, let's go with that. Let's scale it a little bit bigger. It's not very sexy. Well, that will do. Okay, there you go. So yes, export in GIMP, and that will be what will it be? It will be treasure. Whoa, treasure hunter proper .png. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. And yeah, upload cover image, document GIMP. This, we're gonna save this. And yeah, I think we have to move to the new, whoa, what's happening here? I'm curious now. So I don't think I need this anymore. Well, a little bit actually. um, yeah, oh, okay, I will do that differently. I will put you there and we will finish that. Details, no. Description. Is there a description? No, that's gonna be details then. Details. You are a treasure hunter looking for rare crystals. That's it. How many can you find? Then there we go. It's actually the first time I make it to the actual end of the, I mean, in time. I usually, well, wanna go next? Yes. Oh, let me. Yes, we do. Oh no, that's not the, I just hate how they changed those emotes to emoticons. It's not so fun. And yeah, I wanted the page of the jam, which is here. So view 8. Oh, we are in for the first time. So how do we do that? Do we watch all of it? Do we wait? Do we do something on the site? We could do something on the site while we're waiting. That's me. I don't need me. So I'm gonna put that here. Right? Now we'll wait. And I guess that will be time to see what happened there. That's going to be the stream game, really. If Steam doesn't explode. Like it did. Where is it? No, you're not running. Stop lying. I know who you are. Okay, that's interesting. So, yeah, like I do care. Wait, no. So what do we have? This, this. Let's go hunt some chicken. Waiting, but yeah, I know what waiting means. It means it's starting without me. Right, never mind, never mind. So yeah, hunting chicken. Where are they? Combateria. Well, do I actually want to keep hunting chickens? Not so sure about that. In the free version at least, fishing plus cooking is busted in terms of money making. That's great because I didn't go for fishing or cooking. So that's great. I went for mining. And actually I guess I was mining when I was away from the game. Maybe we will be mining. Non-combat skill limit reached. That I do guess. That's so you will have to tell me if you want her talking or not. At least to be managing the sound because I don't know how it sounds. Bank. What do I have in there? I do have a lot of tin and copper. But I think it's probably better to go hunt some chickens. So I would get some experience. And I don't think cows are. You don't hear her. Oh yes, that's because wait, let me well, let's try it this way. Oh yes, you can actually, yeah, indeed. You can just follow a stream on the side to see what's happening. That's a better idea, I guess. Well, I still will have her talking because. So I don't even know what she did. Yeah, that's what I thought. Um, that they have HP and the bigger or longer to click. It's actually quite interesting because making this game requires to play with raycasting, I guess, because you have to know what rock you are clicking and how do you know that? That's quite interesting. So yeah, I actually never played with 3D in Godot. Well, I tried, but it was a very, very, very rage quit thing very quickly. I even tried Blender and that was terrible. Terrible. So I think here what I need to do is to increase the combat level. So I need to increase those levels, I guess. I'm not sure how it works exactly. Idea, but that's all. So how do I change it here? Let's slash. So you have found a nice tutorial on projectiles. Well, feel free to post it on the Discord. That would be great. But I think I really need to go back to the beginning when it comes to 3D. Because I have really zero basic knowledge about this. Do I even have money on here? I think I have to go to the bank. Well, I can sell things. Oh, mining is actually probably better because of the gems. Huh. Not sure how combat works either. I'm level 2024 across the board and still I suffer like big. Um, yeah, basically what I understood from combat is that I can choose from three different styles and they have different purposes. The first one is for accuracy. So the more I train this skill, the more accurate it will be. While this one will increase the damages and this one will decrease the damages I take. And we have Almighty Yuri coming in to explain the game to us. Your level combat well by combating in specific styles. But yeah, when I said I'm not sure how it works, it's how it is calculated. So I guess that the more levels you have in general, the higher it goes. Somewhere in the top section of combat, there's a toggle for skill details. So you have the detail, but how do they contribute? Yes, that's it. How do they contribute to the general skill? Because they have their own level, that's for sure. But yeah, overall, I just guess that you do increase everything, and on the long run, it will get you higher level. But yeah, even though fishing and cooking could grant a lot of money, right now I'm thinking about mining to create some gear like this. So I think is it limited because wait, mining is 11 like my combat. But or is it the mastery and it's a totally different thing? Let's see. Yes, I think I can always level up the masteries no matter what. So that's cool. But I don't feel any increase in effect is the point just to unlock better gear. That I don't know. It does change a little bit. I did see the difference against the chicken slightly. But on the long run, I think it's a kind of you have to accumulate a lot of things together so that you see big differences. And of course get nice gear. So here I'm just gonna jump between those two guys. But yeah, it obviously goes faster than killing a chicken, and I'm sure that I do have a minimum of two gold every time, and sometimes gems. So this doesn't look bad. But I will have to combat. Yeah, I will have to combat anyway. because I'm limited in level. I think I can try a cow, but I'm kind of worried, to be fair. I do have a little bit of healing. Oh no, it goes well. Okay, it goes very well. That's cool. Maybe what time is it? 1 hour 30? Well, I should note when I'm done with the game so that I can create chapters right away. Let's go with 8 minutes. Mm, in there. Can I change? Well, how? Wait, I'm kind of confused right now. Content, live, yes. Chapters, and then around 1 hour, I'd say 8 minutes. That will be playing games, watching, playing, watching games, pretty much. So yeah. Oh no, don't die. So we have raw beef, which I don't need, and leather. So we get 3 experience. I think. Oh, 7. I think watching for playing for experience could be interesting. Well, let me catch up. It was solid to watch this dude. Thanks. Am I the dude? Well, if it was, thank you to you. Thanks for coming by. And Yuri says, it's interesting that I went almost full PvE way and didn't touch combat at all before you get all the skills maxed. Yeah, so you were basically buying things in the shop. Also in the beginning, it's important to get work towards shop upgrades and get them aside. Shop upgrades. Oh, I think it's us. I'm gonna watch this. I forgot to put the name. That's interesting. But yeah, any- actually, she pronounces it correctly, even though I expected English people to have this word badly. Okay, so those cows are very nice, but they hurt a lot. Oh yes, we were talking about shops. Yes, the extra bank slot. They're very important. Oh yes, and we do have. Oh, it's a little bit too big. That's too bad. Yes. Yes. Zooming out is cool. Yeah, maybe we can buy pickaxe. Mm. I guess buying this pickaxe is timely. But I don't have food anymore. That's problematic. Huh. Wait, was it bugged? Did I just see the score skyrocketing? I think, yeah. I gotta check that. Oh my god, it's bugged. So yeah, the bug here is just that some. So it is on the tile. Hmm, why am I not in the tile? So when we uncover the tile, if not covered, return. That's it should be returning. That's the point where it's kind of bad. Uncover tile. Oh, that's because I don't change the value. That's so stupid. That's kind of an easy miss. So here covered equal false. So we need just to export it again. And so what do I want to do? I want to go there. Documents. Godot. So I'm silent because I'm listening. Okay, so maybe we can ship the update. So dashboard. So where is it? Godot. Nope. Nope. That's the last one. That's too bad. That should be better now. View page. Let's see if it works. Okay, it doesn't. That's great. Never mind. Did I ship it in the wrong? That would be so sad. I think I shipped it in there. Yes, I did. I so did. It's kind of weird, but well, whatever. The name's wrong. Change display name. So that's 8:16, and then I will save, view page, run. Okay, doesn't work. Or is it because I went... No? Okay, I give up, I don't mind. I don't know. That's gonna be fixed somewhere, if it does, if it is somewhere. Covered equal false. That should be good. Covered equal false. Then why is it not? Yeah, I don't know. But it's alright, it's not like it's unplayable. It is playable as long as you don't use it to cheat, sort of. We need to pick up the loot. Alright. So we actually went first on this one. So we didn't have to wait that much to get our game to be played. So this is cool. So from there, we actually, I don't know, we could hang out and maybe watch what's happening in Godot 4.3, or we could keep watching the other games. That could be interesting as well, because that could be interesting to see what kind of mechanics we could implement and how to add those. But what about the plants? Fighting plants. I just know that I will get loot that I don't care about. Do they make damages? I don't think they do. The pick is cool. I like the segmented design of it. Yes, I just couldn't do any better. That was a I can't do any better. I actually get some nice experience in there. Full experience is decent. It is decent for a plant at least. So what do we have next? I don't know if there's a feature or setting to allow you to have the game full screen. Why do I have two lasers? Oh, okay, that's because that makes sense. That makes sense. So, dashboard. What are they doing? Oh, oh right, that's digging. It's kind of interesting because that game is very similar when you think about it. You do have a grid right there. You do have a grid with ties and contents, but instead of trying to find, you know where you're going and you're trying to optimize the path. Oh, that's a tough one. But yeah, it's interesting to make. And here, working with the grid right at the start is probably going to be very helpful. And I do think that this plant is actually bashing me. I'm not super happy about it. Oh, that's gonna be better this way. Alright. Yuri asks, are you planning to continue idle tutorial series? To be honest, at some point videos became quite confusing since new parts just appear between videos. Yeah, for the confusing part, um, I actually expected that not to be that confusing. Because even though, you have the market which appears, we don't talk about it, we don't use it. So I kind of expected, for example, to not create problems. But yeah, people seem to be not really appreciating the idea of having time jumps between episodes. Like doing the UI, for example. That created a lot of talking in the comments. But the point was that I actually wanted to try to not waste too much time on features that I do qualify as not interesting. But that's just me here qualifying those not interesting. So doing series like this, it's actually a lot of time. And I don't really know if because that's some content which has very low attraction. Like very low attraction. As for example, if you watch like this introduction to quests, it's it's not even 100 people who watched it. And when I say 100 people, I kind of mean that some did watch the video several times, maybe. But that's probably because people dropped in the middle. Like, for example, they arrived in the upgrades, and in the upgrades, they realized, oh, there's just so much that is missing that I'm skipping. But we have some flux in there in the save system because that's everyone needs save system. But here is people are dropping. Since I participated most of the streams, it was not a surprise for me, but I imagine for people who are not in streams, very confusing. Yes, that's kind of why I tried to point toward the streams to say that if you actually do want to see the entire process of this, you can go there. the market initially, I thought I would make a video about it, but I don't know. I felt like it's kind of complicated because at some point I started the channel with this idea of I'm backseating a lot. That's Stardust. Stardust series is a lot of backseating. And on the end, I do think that it's not very useful. Even though people are supposed to be grown people who will by themselves get out of the backseating part of the tutorial. However, this is not the solution, I guess, because just having the entire pressure on the viewer to say you have to know when you have to take responsibilities and when you have to work on your own without giving I want to say some leads. That's I don't think that's the best way to do that. But maybe I went too fast actually, because what I didn't want in this series is to spend hours and hours and hours about content that wouldn't be watched. Like, I don't know. If you compare the time in this series and the status series, it's like, I don't know, status series maybe 5 times longer. It's completely random. However, here we did talk about very interesting features. The upgrades was actually very interesting to talk about it. And the way I talked about generators and resource managers, that was also, in my opinion, more general and more useful when you want to make your own game and use those things. But yeah, I honestly don't really know where I'm going. I do have some plans for a game, that's for sure. So I have some plans for a game that I want to make, and which could be not too big so that it doesn't take years, definitely not. And I'm not sure how I will bring it. Because making videos about it would be a lot of editing. And yeah, that's not the point. And also, when I make a video now, I kind of wanted to have more structure, if that was noticed in some ways. Because the starter series was pretty much filmed as I would do live streams. Meanwhile, the reboot series, every episode was planned before. And when I say planned, I'm, well, less at the end, but when I say planned, I really mean that I would create it before I actually film it and then refilm it again to make sure that it's in the right order, not too long, etc. So maybe that will come in the form of streams more than videos. That I don't know for sure. And also I will be talking about um non I would say non-game dev related, but skills that will be very useful for whatever game you want to make and whatever part of the game you're working in. I really want to talk about different those kind of skills, which mostly are taken from psychological works to kind of improve your ability to work. I just put my 2K sharks to rot. I put my sharks to rot. Roast. I'm a dip now. Thanks for the stream. Climbs back in history. Right. Well, thank you for for being here. And yeah, I will see you in another one. That was cool having you there. And Yuri says, yeah, it seems that you feel much more comfortable doing freestyle coding on stream than doing small scope videos. Probably, yes, most likely. Because I often roll back on things very quickly, and I'm very erratic when I code, very chaotic. So it makes sense in my head because I do have big my brain has a high RAM capacity, which makes it easier for me to go freestyle because that's in the RAM. And when I plan too much, it goes out of my RAM, and then it's more difficult. So yeah, definitely. So maybe I could actually talk about the project of the game that I want to bring in. The game I want to code, it's going to be. It's not going to be an idle game in the pure definition of what an idle game is, but it will be very close to that. It will be very close to that in the sense that um, if you've watched the last stream, Yuri, where I talked about Cultivation Immortal, that was in the very last one before I left, I guess. And that will be a game quite similar to this one, except that it will not work in real time. By default, the game will work with a kind of a system of rounds. So you will have the time will pass, but you will have to say you set the things up and then you say I skip a year, something like this. And this way it's more a management game than an idle game. But I actually planned as well to add a difficulty setting that will have the game auto running so that you have to make your choices fast enough or the cycles are going to go without you actually triggering the cycle. So it's if I summarize the game, what's going to be, it's going to be a roguelike about training skills and performing quests and choosing a balance between training the skills and exploring in order to find valuable items which will allow you to train better or just find achievements items. And the difficulty will be that it's going to be a game with a death timer, sort of, because at some point the game will not run indefinitely. At some point you will reach the point where your character dies of age, basically. And eventually, if you take very, very bad decisions, the character can eventually die from combat, I guess. So yeah, that's what it will be, basically. So here we have another game in front of us, which is quite interesting. I'm not so sure how I would do that, or to understand how this is done. Yeah, basically projectiles, collisions. I'm gonna change and go back to some chickens. Oh, my loot. Yes, the loot is full. Of course it is. Maybe I can sell some things. We have 10Ks. 10Ks is not that much, I do believe. Oh, 25. That's expensive. That's expensive. Alright. Well, anyway, I think we're close to the end. Unless you have specific things you want to talk about. Because otherwise, that would just be games running on the side. And to be fair, just going to Liz's stream is just gonna do the trick. So I probably be going. So I just wait a few seconds to see if this a new topic popping. However, no, a new topic popping. If not, I will just end the stream naturally. So yeah, I think we will be done for today. Oh well, something. Thanks for the stream. Winning game turned out quite well. It turned out quite well if we forget that you can click several times on the same crystal to get infinite score. This, if this is not considered, yes, it's very good. And most importantly, just in time this time. Yes, just in time. The thing is that the how many did we do? Yes, the first two they did fit in the 1 hour time frame, and I did stop at 1 hour. However, I just couldn't upload the games in time. That was the sad part. This one though, Tom Crawler, we did take some free time. Why can't I delete this thing? Shoo, get away. More. No. I just don't understand why I can't do that. Oh, delete game, finally. Be gone. Yay. Anyway, well, thanks for being there. That was cool. And yeah, I will see you in next live stream, next video. The, I guess there will be a video about, yes, non-game dev skills. Maybe presenting the game that I want to make, how this will work, I'm not so sure. And kind of explaining how the game, the channel will work in general. Because things will change because of the monetization coming in. That will kind of force me to change a few things, including providing some content for those who do subscribe to the channel. Like maybe extra videos or being early in scheduling. But anyway, I still have to figure a few things in this topic, and I will make an entire announcement video about it. So yeah, that's gonna be it. There's still Liz's stream running, and yeah, I will be out. So thank you for being there, and if you do watch the VOD up until there, I guess as well. And I will see you in